Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is my review for SWV and Escape, the Queens of R&B. Okay, season 1, probably the only season. Okay, this is episode 5. Girl, men's, whoever's watching. This show has given us stuff we never expected. It has caused a discourse across the nation. And SWV and Escape fans alike around here fussing, basically trying to take up for whichever group they think is better. And I'm like, we can't just all get along and say both groups are amazing. We can't all get along and just agree to disagree and know that both groups, can sing well, both have hits, both will continue to tour. It's just so much discourse, and I don't know what to do. Okay, now this review is not live. It is a premiere, okay? Because I want to come to y'all tonight and have a conversation. Okay, so tonight we have a live chit chat, okay, about Candy and Tiny speaking on it. Okay, we will discuss LaTocha and Rocky being caught up in another stolen money scandal. Okay, we'll discuss Tasha's IG live, where she was tossing shade here and there. So again, the conversation will be tonight at 9 p.m. Where on the corner. But I wanted, to make sure. So come on, y'all know, come on tonight to my channel. Okay, so this would be just my review. Okay, I feel like this is a way to get both points out, to get the show point out, and then come to y'all and have a conversation about stuff together. Okay, but make sure y'all doing a couple things. First things first. Okay, which is subscribing to my channel to become a whole JayBird. Okay, follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also on Twitter and TikTok. Okay, please like the video, hit the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay, you can also share this video, comment in the comments section. Okay, because even though this is a premiere, it's still a conversation. I still want y'all to talk, okay? Y'all will be getting this review sometime Monday afternoon, maybe around 3 or 4. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it's fine. Now, look, I'm here, y'all. But it is 3:29 in the morning. So I'm gonna say, hey, I look real plain Jane. Hi, okay, girl. It's been a long day, but how y'all doing? How your mama's doing? How your daddy's doing? How your kids doing? How is everyone doing? Okay, I look different at 9 p.m. tonight. I'll have my hair up, lipstick on, but right now it's too late. Anyway, gotta go. Okay. So we see a couple things happen in this episode. Okay, we're gonna start out with what Tamika and Tasha around here talking. Now I said, now how the hell we get here? How the heck did we get here? Because in my opinion, ain't Tasha been saying to all the high heavens that I ain't talked to my sister. We have not talked since the show. But y'all talked on the show and you didn't ask her about that money. That she accused you and your husband of stealing. I feel like if anybody accuses me of stealing some money, if we sit down and have a talk, that would be one of the conversations. Even if my sibling does not bring it up, I would. Hey, sister, remember you said on camera, I stole your money? Can you show me the proof? Would have been what I said, okay? Now they sit down and talk because we seen Tamika had called Tasha. Hey, we need to talk. It's been some weeks or whatever. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. So Tasha invited her to come down and talk. Now, when she got there, Tasha was in the studio in the booth doing her song, her solo song stuff, because that's why she's here. Tasha is only on this show to show everybody what her solo stuff is. We only see her doing solo stuff. Even though she kept saying, I did this show to show, to celebrate the girl groups. Girl, you did it to celebrate you. Okay. Now Rocky was there. And when I say Tamika barely even acknowledged his presence, Okay, looked right through him, right past him, right over him. Did not say. We said, "Hey, me." She looked his way and turned her head so fast and said, "Hey, Tasha," as Tasha walked in. Because Tamika's holding that same energy, meaning you stole my money. I ain't talking to you. Okay, I gotta fix it with my sister. I ain't gotta fix nothing with you. I said, well, I mean, I guess, or whatever. But again, he then left MC and let them talk. Now, I want to say this: they must have chopped and screwed this up because they barely talked. Now, Tamika was like, I talked to Mama. And I apologize, okay, for cussing at her in the house. Mom accepted it. So we good now. So that's really all that Tamika said in this conversation. Tasha, in my opinion, how do we even get here? It's crazy. It's crazy that we how do we get here? Okay, because everyone should be held accountable, and I mean everyone. Okay, now when Tamika then said what things were said that were hurtful, it was mighty hurtful. And Tasha's reply was, "Well, you said things too that were hurtful, and I'm not holding you. I'm not holding on to them." I said, "Ma'am, wasn't you the one holding on to her? She body shamed me. She called me my booty wasn't girl. You held on to that. That was the whole point of you being upset with her because she body. So again, Ty should be full of poop. You hear me? Because you telling her I don't hold on to things you said, but you do. You do. Okay." And Tasha was like, "We got to get back to our sisterhood. It's always been me, you and Mama, the three amigos. Because when Daddy wasn't here, it was us, just us with the mom or whatever." And they kind of hugged it out. But I was like, where was the conversation? Now, Tamika, that was hugging and crying or whatever, Tamika was crying. And her confessional, Tamika said, like, "I love my sister." You know what I'm saying? And I think we all know she loves her sister. I think that's a given. But she's like, "I love my sister, and I would never want anything to happen to one of us, and we were at odds." Tamika has always been built to forgive them no matter what they do to her. I think that's her automatic mechanism is to forgive and move on because I was raised with us being three amigos and it's always just us. So I can't hold on to my anger with them because that's not what we do. Okay, but I'm saying this: I told y'all, if anybody accuses me of anything, we're gonna get to the bottom of it, and we're gonna do it on camera because you called me out on camera. Let's address it on camera. So if part of me feel like Tasha wants to ignore that whole accusation because she does not want to have to defend it. Because what person who's been in the business for 30 years would let a narrative that you stole money from your sister and not fully address it? I'm just saying. Okay, so that was that on that. Again, I like the fact that Tamika ignored Rocky. Anyway, SWV meets up at the little hookah lounge to discuss things. Now, I have an issue with people. Okay, I have a really bad issue with folks who is really acting like SWV don't be out here being shady, saying shady stuff, tossing shade left and right. Like, I'm like, why y'all acting like they just these innocent bystanders who was getting shaded and disrespected all over? I'm like, why? They not innocent. They not. Everyone on this show is really just speaking up for their own group. That's really what it is. And I don't care what nobody say. SWV got in their feelings because Candy asked about headlining. And that's what went wrong. Okay? Now, they meeting up to talk, to chit chat. Okay? I don't know why legally addressed like she's in witness protection, but whatever. So Taj tells them about a conversation she had with Tamika. Now, we did not see the scene with her and Tamika. We see flashbacks from this conversation. I really feel like we all should have seen the whole thing because we're seeing bits and pieces of it, okay? So she tells them how we will see them talking. SWV wants to end the show with week. Tamika said they want to end it with understanding. Okay, so which means both groups want to end the concert with what they feel is the biggest song, their own biggest song. Again, it's two groups. Both groups are speaking up for themselves. SWV is not wrong for wanting to end with weak. However, Xscape ain't wrong for wanting to end with understanding. Those are both of their biggest songs. Anyway, Tamika is talking. Okay. And she brings up, well, shows they really booked based on who sold the most records in the 90s. Okay. They're booked by who was more popular. And with Candy and Tiny, doing so much outside of music, all these years, it helps sell seats. Now, look, we all are fully aware that you could have sold 1 billion records in the 90s. That will not help you sell seats in 2023. The same way you can have 20 billion followers on social media, and that don't mean that 20 billion people will come buy a ticket. However, we also have to understand promoters book people based on who they think will garner the most ticket sales. Meaning who has the most eyes on them, who see them all the time, how far is their reach. Nobody wants to promote with somebody or have somebody on who they feel like, well, don't nobody really, follow them or whatever. Is that messed up? It is. But that is a part of the business. People who think as fans and not as bosses may not get that, but I do. And I say that as a lover of both SWV and Escape. They literally both came up in my era. You hear me? Okay, I was 11 in 93. Okay? I was out in these streets in 98. What they was, I'm saying? I love them both. But I can fully understand both of their points. And both of the group's points are based on them as two separate groups. They're not a team. And we also have to remember SWV and Escape has never worked with each other before. Just because they're two legendary groups does not mean they're going to agree on everything. They're going to butt heads. That's what it is. And they've never worked with each other before. When you never work with somebody, sometimes that shit don't work out. And ain't no hard feelings. It's just, hey, we're two different type of people who do the same thing as far as we singing, but we do think differently. Okay? So we hear Tamika's point, the fact that first, how you understand, books, blah 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 blah. People are booked based on the popularity, and that's true right now. As far as concerts, we know a lot of people don't buy, which is crazy to me. A lot of folks don't buy people's music, but they'll go to a tour. That's why everybody always say the money is in touring, not making new music. We know that SWV last 2 albums went doorknob, which means went nowhere. A turn around the door, that's it. Because people don't really be around here buying new music, but we know that they be touring. So they have people who go to their shows. Escape ain't made no new music as a foursome in years. However, they're also doing what? Booking tours, booking shows. I'm going to leave that be. So Taj, who's playing telephone, tells them, well, Tamika said that we're not relevant, that we don't have enough followers and don't even have 1 million followers together. Now, I looked up each person's following, okay? Taj had 304,000 on IG. Lily has 286,000 on IG. Coco has 478,000 on IG. Okay. LaTocha Scott has 415,000. Tamika Scott has 444,000. Tiny has 7 million and Candy has 10.4 million. That was as of today. Okay, Sunday, because it was 3:40. You know what I'm saying? So there is a large difference in their social media following just on IG alone. I didn't even go look on Twitter. Now, when the Bravo showed the album sales as of February 16th, 2023, between Xscape and SWV, it's only like a 1.2 a little less than 1.2 million difference in what they sold, and that's in the US. SWV is at 5.4 mil. Xscape is at 4.2 mil. Either way it goes, they both have sold millions or whatever, and they're both touring. But it just aggravates me when people act like Xscape has to bow down to SWV, and anytime Xscape is just saying how they feel and what they feel they're worth, that is them saying that SWV is not worth as much. It's saying, no, we have no control over how you feel about you, and we not saying anything about us means anything about you. Now, do I feel like how Tamika was wording things and saying how, you guys are the followers, Tamika, shut up. Okay? And when Coco said, well, she's even relevant. Okay? And then Lily said, we have been a well-oiled machine before they decided to get back together. And, it's Tamika's job to kiss Candy and Tiny's ass, not our job. I feel like, Lily, we, girl, and again, it's the shady shit. I'm like, just stop. Because at one point, weren't you homeless? So that well-oiled machine at some point broke down. Okay? Both groups have had breakdown in communications. Both groups have stopped touring and working with each other. Both groups have had to overcome shit. But why y'all acting like anybody else can't be proud of what they've garnered, what they built up? Because that's truthful. If we have not had a hit since 1998 or whatever the year was where Escape and or SWV had whatever, and if all these years later we are still able to tour and do shit and have jobs outside of music, because Lily, ain't you the one trying to do something outside of SWV? Because if Coco loses her throat, you could be homeless again. You want to write about a tight vagina because you want to have other things outside of your group. You should hope that you can garner more subscribers and more followers, not because each and every one will buy something, but each and every one is a chance that someone will buy something. I'm like, Lord Jesus, it only aggravates me that people are making it seem like it's only Xscape being shady, and it's not. It's both groups. It's both groups, and they both are only trying to stand up for their group. And my point, Xscape, I'm sorry, not Xscape, SWV have been in their feelings for a minute. And that is, in my opinion, when things went left. I think they could have easily had a professional conversation about headlining this and headline. It got disrespectful at that point in time. Even though Xscape kept saying, we're not trying to discredit y'all, like that's not what we're doing. We're just trying to have a conversation. They didn't want to. And that aggravates me. Okay, because at the end of the day, both groups have sold millions in the 90s. We see Tiny meeting up with Zanique. Now, I know in the preview of the episode that we saw last week, they were showing how Zanique was saying to Tiny that SWV have sold more songs or sold more records. So, they should be the one that closed the show out. That was cut out of the airing, but we know she said it, okay? But, Zanique is now 26 years old. She's doing her own thing, making her own music or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Baby aired there too, but she a baby, gonna leave that baby. Tamika does bring up how, they had a recent show, how Tasha showed up and was surprisingly in a great mood, okay? And we see her coming in, hey, and hugging folks. So again, that show we saw last week that they were rehearsing for, that she did not come to rehearsal, she made it a sound check and she did a show. Cool. But she brings up how they're not sure if she's going to be coming for, the rest of the show. So they booked the show with just the three of them, which is Tamika, Tiny, and Candy without Tasha, because as she said, like, look, we don't know when she's available. We know for a fact she's not available for this upcoming show, so we booked her ourselves. Again, we not gonna let anybody else stop our money. We have to keep rolling rolling on the river. Okay. She also brings up how, this is kind of crazy because, how Candy usually, or not usually, initially did not want to even tour with them from before, from that last Escape tour. Because she felt like, hey, me and Tiny don't need the tour. Like, we don't need the money. We have these other endeavors. We don't need to do this. And they did not want to, Candy did not want to. Candy did not want to come back on board, get the touring, and then, Escape builds up their, brand again, only for Tasha to do what Tasha did, and what she feel like she don't need them no more, she bounces. And she's like, and that's exactly what happened. And it is. That's exactly it's exactly what happened. When Xscape came back together, I think that was around 2017. It was a big deal because we had not seen them in years. And so they came back together. They, went on a tour. We then smoked verses. So they had not been touring together, even doing anything together in years. So it was amazing. So the fact that Candy felt even then, like, I don't know if I want to do this because if Tasha do the same shit, I'm going to be pissed. I was like, girl, Tasha ain't shit. Now, when they talk about how, Tasha not being there, and Tiny pointed out how, Tamika's doing great singing her part. So we don't really need Tasha. And that's probably the worst thing she could have done, was she let them know, hey, we don't need you. We don't need you. But Tiny talked to Nick was really about, hey, Tasha came and did this one show and she was cool, but we still don't know how, how it can work because, her team was telling us how she can't do this or that right now. We don't know what's going on. Now we see Lily and her sister meet up to talk. Lily and the damn dog. I think it's a daughter dog. I don't know. I didn't care. But they meet up in chit chat. Now, Lily and Tiny are the ones who are in charge of the wardrobe. And so Lily is like, I don't know, how it's gonna work out because, we dress differently or whatever. And we don't dress all sexy or whatever, so I don't know. And I would never dress like Xscape. I would never do that. Maybe I was dead or whatever. And it's just like, well, how can y'all figure out what to wear? Y'all can't even figure out, being on stage together. And when Lily said, well, we all trying to figure it out, okay? But I feel like Xscape feel like they're better than us. And I said, see, that's it right there. No one can control how someone feels. When Candy first asked about headlining, Coco and Lily felt some kind of way. Those were their feelings. Some people feel like Lily and Taj, who usually always follow Coco's lead, got upset because Coco was upset. Seeing Taj tell Coco and Lily about what Tamika said, which made Tamika feel which made Taj feel some kind of way. And now hearing Lily say, what I feel like they think they're better than us. But I'm like, but that's not how they feel. If they keep telling you we don't think we better than y'all, what is anyone supposed to do? Because I can't control how you think and how you feel. If I'm telling you that ain't what I think, it isn't. But I have to also, stand up for my group. I feel like, again, that's why I kept on saying SWV are in their feelings. They're taking this shit personal and not looking at it from a business standpoint where another group is just trying to support their group. And when I was seeing a flashback scene from when they were on that show with Salt and Pepper, and when Taj and Lily felt like, oh, we should, we are such fans of Salt and Pepper, and Coco, we know that you want to end with our song. We think it should be as Salt and Pepper. So even then, they were bowing down to Salt and Pepper because they felt like Salt and Pepper were better than them. So I wonder, Are they trying to rectify that and not let anyone make them feel less than? So because they kind of, lay down for Salt and Pepper, they refuse to lay down for Xscape. Could that be why they feel some kind of way? Because if you feel like Xscape thinks they're better than you, does that mean that you really feel like that you're better than them? Just wondering, okay? And we'll literally run up how we were already successful before they were even a group. Our songs are fire. It don't matter. We're going first, second, or last. We will do what needs to be done. And that's the gotcha. They keep saying how they don't care about headlining. They don't care about this. But that's what they're fussing about. So it's like, if you know that you that bitch and you know your songs are great and this is only for one show, I'll be like, why am I fussing about all this? We're going to do our set. Y'all do y'all set. And then it is what it is. So, I mean, it's just so, girl, I'm just so tired of the bullshit. I'm so tired of the bullshit, okay? We then see Coco and Candy meet up. I was like, Lord Jesus, please. Please don't let shit go wrong. Because to me, I think Coco and Candy are two people who will fully just stand their ground. Not that the other ones won't, but I feel like it can be like a rock and a hard place, a rock and a hard place. Y'all, do me a favor, take 1 second and like the video. Because y'all liking is the thing to do. So Candy and Coco meet up. They're going over the set list. Okay, now they met up with the dude, Steven, who is the creative director. Okay, we've seen him before at the last meeting. Okay, he's the one that's working on all the sets and this and that. So he like, we have to get the set list together because you know what I'm saying, once that's approved, we can move on to the things. Coco gonna say, I don't know why the graphics guy's here. Like, why is he working on set lists? I don't know him. You know, that's their people. And I was like, well, first of all, common sense to me, Coco, and I'm not even a singer. The graphics guy who does all the graphics that has to match the song that y'all perform, he would need to know what the set list is to know the graphics to work in the right order. So why act like why is he here? But because he has to do the graphics. When y'all sing rain down on me, he has to get the rain graphics together. Okay? When y'all sing anything or whatever, he has to get it all has to be together. So again, to me, I feel like Coco wants to sound like I am this even killed. I am no longer negative. I'm no longer petty and bully and boy and bullyish to people. But you still being petty for no reason. And also, if you don't know that man, where's y'all people? This is what I also don't get. Why are y'all using all of Xscape's people? Now, while I saw a quick thing from Tasha's live where she said, well, you know, the show had to be done so quick. Y'all knew for how did y'all get housing to be there for like 2 or 3 months to film the show? But you're making it seem as if y'all had no time to bring in any of y'all people to help. If this was supposed to be collaborative, why did y'all? All y'all had was y'all manager. If I feel like I want this to be even killed and I want it to be collaborative, I will bring in whoever I have that we usually work with. If I wonder, does SWV not have design people? Do they not have whatever? Like, do y'all not have your own teams? Because why use everybody that Xscape uses and then complain the whole damn time? You can't complain to me about my team if you don't have your own team. Why didn't y'all manager set that shit up? Because that just makes things more fair. So no one can say that Xscape was around here bullying people if you were around here equally collaborating, having your own person. And to me, Jalen, your son, is not the person to bring all the time as if he's the end all be all of your team. He don't even be saying shit. And it just makes me upset. Okay? Anyway, so the man is going over the set list. Okay? He like, we're going to open up with I'm So Into You. No. He said, oh, okay. Well, and he then starts with what the set list will be. He say anything by SWV, Tonight by Xscape, Rain SWV, You're Always on My Mind SWV. Who can I run to? Do you want to? You're the One. Can we get kinky tonight? I can so anything. I'm sorry. Can we feel so good right here? Just kicking it, weak, and then understanding. Okay, and then from the set list, we actually see the last song is I'm Every Woman. I'm every woman. It's all in me. You know what I'm saying? That's the song they are all sing together. So this is the gotcha. They're starting with an SWV song. Okay. Both groups are singing one of their top songs last. And then as a group, they're all singing I'm Every Woman together. So I'm Every Woman is actually ending the show. So when Coco was upset, first cut him off earlier in the thing, saying how, ooh, that's an ugly set list. Okay, but go ahead. It's real slow and sleepy. I was like, the fuck? Okay, anyway. And she then says, well, I think we should end with Weak. I think Week should be the last song. I'm like, but the last song, because Candy is holding the phone looking at the set list, meaning that's the order they have stuff in. And if I'm Every Woman is last, what's the big deal? You also see the song Human Nature is up there. Why? Tell them that it's you. I'm saying that's Michael Jackson's version. I'm just saying. So it's different stuff within the set list that seems to make it seem like they're not ending with just Xscape. Y'all are ending together. So what you mad for? What you mad for? Let me know. Okay? And when Candy said, I see it, like, see, this is how Coco is. She makes it seem like she's not shady or mean or whatever, but look at how she acted. And I'm like, the reason I agree, because I'm like, we see Candy phone, and the last song ain't either one of y'all songs. Y'all come together as a group. So why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why? So this is why I say SWV is acting like it's all Xscape, but it isn't. SWV is acting like they are just trying to be friendly and have things be fair, but they ain't came here with no wardrobe people, no sellers people, no stage crew, no dance crew, nothing. Okay, even when they had a little audition for dancers or whatever, that was the only thing they kind of collaborated on. But then wasn't y'all peoples at the all. But I'm leave it be. Anyway, so because Coco, like, first of all, no, it don't matter what y'all think, because we not gonna change our mind, and we want to end with Week. And Ken is like, well, how can we figure this out? I don't know, but wait, again, what? So anybody to me who keeps making it seem as if, oh, it's only Xscape, it's just Xscape. They're being mean, they're being rude, and blah 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 blah. Bullshit. You hear me? And I love both groups, but we can't keep putting all the drama on one group. Both groups as playing their parts in the bullshit. Just saying. Now we then see both groups are going to meet with the stylists to get their outfits for the show together. We see Candy and Tiny in the car meeting up. Okay, and Candy brings up how she just hopes the looks have a lot of rhinestones on them or whatever, but she know that SWV don't really like to dress up for their shows. Okay. And Tiny said, I know they don't. You know what I'm saying? Now, when because Tiny bring up how, from what she see, SWV, as we see here, SWV wears clothes with a 90s look, which is fine. If they have a 90s look, 90s feel, whatever, in jerseys, combat boots, they do wear clothes that are very comfortable, easy to move in. They not wearing no heels. It's real, you know what I'm saying, real street. That's fine. That's fine. You know, she says how Xscape used to dress like that. They used to be real 90s or whatever, but now they prefer a more sexy look. As we see, they do. Now, I don't have an issue with how either group dresses in the current times, but it's just two different styles, completely different styles. Xscape does have a more sexy show. They do. They are, to me, Xscape does a burlesque, not burlesque. That's not burlesque, but I would say burlesque. It's a sexier dress. It is. It ain't nothing wrong with that, and it is what it is. Okay. Now, when they get on how Coco, you know, was saying how they want to end on week and they don't want to end on understanding if and if not, you know, they may not want to do the show. They both like, we just hope we can come to a compromise. And I agree. Okay. And we see Coco and Taj and her son, well, Coco's son in the cartoon. Now we don't, they say Coco's son going back to dental school. We don't care. Is he a dentist? Is he a singer? Is he an assistant? What is he? What does he do? Everything anyway. Now they do kind of say, like, well, you know, how is it working with Xscape? And Coco said, I don't like it. This is why sometimes groups do not have to work together. They may not mesh, and that's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world if two separate groups who have never worked together, they don't have not near song together. If they just not two groups that's gonna match, because both groups feel the need to, you know what I'm saying, be their own people. So they get there. Now this is somebody tiny, I guess. No, okay. Dude's name is Corey Boy, the girl Corey Boy. He designed their tour outfits back in 2017. She said he also designed the stripper outfits, as we can see. We see the stripper outfits up on the wall, but you know, that don't mean he can't do stuff. I think it's fine. It's fine. But it's funny to me. Now Lily got the last. Lily walked in. Lily said, "This place looked like a playground for the strippers of Atlanta." I said, "It does. It does." But I mean, you know, he makes whatever. So what I did like, because I feel like we can't judge him based on he usually make outfits for strippers. As long as he can design great, that's what matters. Now, what I like was he said, look, because Lily was, I thought I would come here and it would be already made. And he said, well, no, I want to get to know what each of y'all like, what I don't like. Well, so that way it can be custom to them. Because for me to come and just give y'all what I already have, that may not work. What color do you like? What kind of fit? You know what I'm saying? What it is. Okay, so Tiny, like, I like tight and sexy. Tamika said, you know me, because he's made stuff for them before. You know me, I'm fun, whatever, you can do whatever. Candy said snatched and lifted, because Candy got big boobs. Coco, I want to be snatched too. So Coco, again, wasn't no issue. Ty said, I want to be comfortable so I can move around, I can dance, but I need my titties strapped down because they can be flying about. I don't want my titties flying about, so I need some straps to hold my titties down, or whatever. We did not hear what Lily said or whatever, honey, but when they got to Tasha, Tamika was like, oh, you Diana Ross? Oh, she gonna need her own this, her own that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where'd it come from? Well, turns out at that show that she showed up to, she came in a different outfit. I was like, no, she did not. And this is the thing. If you quickly glance, you don't notice it. But if you look, if you like pay it, I'm like, oh, it's a different red color. And even the fact that she has the blonde, like she looks like she Diana Ross and then the Supremes. She Gladys and the Pips. They reference, and these are the Temptations, okay? I was like, oh wow. Her whole fit looked different. The fact that it's a different red, which means to me she went, what she said what she did. She went and got a whole new outfit made to look different than her group. I'm like, that would have pissed me off. So the fact that she came to the rehearsal, not the rehearsal, the sound check in good spirits, but then came to the show dressed differently would have pissed me off. Okay, and in her confessional, Tasha said, well, I made the choice, you know what I'm saying, to get myself a different stylist. Okay. And you know who Donna Roth is, so it is what it is. Again, so when we bring up the shit at the damn awards, Southern Awards, she purposefully got a different designer to make clothes look different than her group. Why? Because she was already planning to go solo. Girl, Tasha Truth colors is seeping out pores. Okay? Seeping out her pores. Because who comes to the group show dressed as a solo act? And that ain't that big of a difference. It is. You can look and see the reds are different reds. Meaning she had an outfit that she was supposed to wear, but chose to get something different. Girl, messy boots. Okay? Anyway, they rhyme, they're talking. Okay? Everyone got their measurements taken or whatever. It's fine. They pick the colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all like SWV? What y'all like SWV? What do y'all like? And I think Lily picked black at first. They said, well, no, because black won't really pop. Again, you can't really be in all black all the time because it'll just blend into the stage. So we need a little bit of color. So Lily said, okay, how about black and silver? And Kenny said, well, I think maybe white and silver could be better. So the designer dude said, okay, we'll have those 4 color patterns that will, make it work or whatever. Okay. So when they bring up how they have to make sure the outfits are done in time, Tasha then say, yeah, and we also need to be sure that the set lists and songs are done too. I said, oh shit. Why you do that? Okay. That caused a whole nother fight. So when Candy bring up with the last conversation or whatever, we both wanted to end on our own song. And there was no resolve there. From that, it goes to Taj and Tamika rehashing their conversation about numbers and followers or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. That then pissed Lily off. Okay. We're not about to be around here with anybody who's degrading us based on some followers and the piano in the dressing room. I'm like, a piano in the dressing room? That was something that Tamika said to Todd. It must have been a joke. I'm looking like, what? I don't think, does Tiny can play the piano? Because that don't make no sense. So I wonder if that was Tamika being funny, saying, they just fancy. Not she really want a piano and her dressing. That's no one who has time to put a piano in a dressing room. That's stupid. It's fake. Anyway, so Tiny points out how, first of all, none of us are saying anything different. Okay? Both groups are saying they want in on their biggest song. So it's not like it's a big difference in their stance. Y'all stance is y'all stance, ours is ours, but it's not like anyone is saying, or we not saying we better be. It's the same goddamn opinion. And I agree with that. They are making it seem like Xscape thinks they're better when they both want the same thing to end on their own song. Okay? Now Tiny brings up in her confessional that she feel like Xscape does a bigger production than SWV, meaning they have dancers, costumes, set design, all this shit. LED lights from top to bottom, all this stuff. How they don't just come out and sing on stage. Now, when we look at they showed, I think SWV show or something, they don't have a lot of production stuff. They do go out there and just, dance around a little bit and sing a little bit or whatever. And Xscape does have a whole production that they put on. It is a bit different. It don't mean that either person is better than. It's just 2 different type of shows. But when she said we don't get on stage and sing and flash and flats and overalls. I said, but not overalls. Not overalls. And then the fact that the production is messy enough to put up a video of SWV performing in like combat boots and overalls. Um Messy. Again, it's just I get both points. I really do get both points. It's two different type of groups who do two different kind of shows, and trying to mesh that shit, this may not work initially. I think sometimes it takes time to get a well-oiled machine, and this is the first go round. Just saying, okay? Now, Lily then said, we up here fussing about a song and it don't even matter. And so Candy and Tiny then said, well, if it's not a big deal, then why are y'all standing on it? Like, why make it a big deal if it is not a big deal? Coco then get pissed. It's getting on fucking nerves, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all set, and we will do our set. Because now she pissed. I'm like, Lord Jesus. Which makes Tamika say, well, no one ever said it had to be separate. You know what I'm saying? That's you saying that, okay? So it's like it's a sisterhood out the window. It's been out the window. I was like, oh, it was just a mess. A mess because Tasha ass said, let's discuss the set list. To me, I think she knew they were already at odds with that. So let me bring up something that can make people argue. But there was an argument at first. There was no argument or whatever. I fully feel like Tasha threw a bomb in the conversation to let it blow up. Okay? Anyway, at this point, everyone's aggravated. Everyone's pissed. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. But again, the show must go on. Okay? We then see a conversation. Okay? And Xscape was meeting up. Now, I'm like, what is going on here? Now, there have been rumblings from the episode 1 that it was going to be a couple of bombs dropped. Okay, a couple of wood moments. The first one was 30K. And this time, I was like, what else could it be, Jesus? Okay, now they meet up, and only Candy and Tamika kind of knew what was going on. Tasha did not know. I think Tamika, I mean, Tiny knew a little bit, but whatever. So apparently, allegedly, the promoter who Tasha and Rocky kept saying threatened Rocky, and that's why Tasha was not going to do these shows for that promoter. Well, before that, okay, that promoter went to Tamika, gave Tamika proof that Rocky was out here stealing money, basically. He was taking kickbacks. Kickback means you pay me extra money that no one else know about, basically, for me doing something. And the reason why that's not supposed to happen is because the group splits everything evenly, and nobody else should be getting money on their behalf for any reason. Okay? So the promoter sent Tamika like screenshots of he and Rocky's conversation via text, and a printout of the freaking bank wire transfer showing he paid Rocky this money. I said, bitch, what? And we find out that the promoter was trying to get, this is when only Tamika, Tasha, and Tiny was working and touring. Candy was not. And the promoter was like, hey, I need all 4 ladies to perform. And Rocky said, cool, give me 20K. Okay. Give me 20K. I talked to my wife, sure, I show her the 10K you gave me. She'll be able to convince the girls to do the show because they do what she want to do. But give me the 20 or whatever. And where is it at? Right here. Okay. And it was the fact that in the messages say he had told his wife that his wife knew. And the guy was like, I just need you to make sure you get all 4 girls. Because remember, at that point in time, they were not performing for it. It was only the 3. And so Tasha was like, my husband ain't getting a kickback from a promoter. I said, Tasha, look at yourself. Okay? Look at yourself. You're caught up in a whole nother scandal based on your husband. And the fact that Tamika printed out the stuff and gave each of them a copy, and she's looking, well, what is this? What does this mean? It's like, girl, what do you mean? What do you mean? Read it. It clearly means your husband taking kickbacks on our behalf. It's the same thing. What? Y'all believe this? Y'all believe this is my, yes, we do. That's Rocky's number. That's the bank wire transfer to Rocky. And the crazy part was, oh, so y'all believe the text, man. Y'all don't really? Yes. Yes. And Ken, like, first of all, I should not have to worry about anybody within our group getting a kickback, because it seemed like Tamika was in on it because Rocky put her name in it. Now, could Rocky have been lying? Sure. Whatever. But still, ma'am, the text say what it say, and the wire transfer, it was a bank wire transfer. You can't fake those. And what he had to fake them for? So technically, they feel like Tasha and Rocky made up the whole he threatened me thing because they knew they was caught in this whole shebang bang of Rocky getting kickback from that promoter. And Tasha playing double. I don't look. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. This doesn't make any sense. It's your husband. It's your husband. And with Heidi said, at the end of the day, any money on the table should be on the table, and it should be, known to all of us. No one should be going behind our back and doing anything. And Tasha just sat there looking dumb. Like, look at yourself. Look at yourself. Foolish. And it goes off of her trying to call Rocky to see, well, Rocky, girl, no. And this is the kicker. And this is why I want to have a conversation. So again, y'all know that tonight at 9 p.m. we will discuss all of this. Okay, we will also discuss, speak on it with Candy and Tiny. Put a little bit more information out there. Taj is, live as well. So that's tonight at 9 p.m. on the corner. My point is, Tasha consistently acts like she has no idea where any information comes from where Rocky is being accused of doing something. The fact that this came out then, and she's still with Rocky to this day, doing what he's all around. So to me, it's like they showed you proof that he scammed basically the group out of some money, because any money that he gets in the kickback, they don't get. And the fact that it's rumored that he did that with other people, it just wasn't proof until then. Means your husband's around here undercutting your group, and you in on it. Girl. Jesus, fix it. Okay, so that was the whole episode. I cannot wait to talk to y'all tonight about all of this, and plus whatever else comes out for the day. Because y'all know every time the show come on, most stuff come out on the day, so we shall see. So come on around here tonight at 9 p.m. so we can discuss this foolishness, okay? Because the speak on it, which had little stuff on there, okay, even if Don Juan spoke about how he found out about it because the promoter contacted him to girl, all kind of stuff came out. Okay, that will be discussed tonight. Oh, girl, stop. Anyway, because it's 4 a.m. now, y'all. It's 4 a.m. I'm tired. But again, that was the whole episode. I hope y'all all enjoy it. Look, it's late. Honey, look where I'm at. It's late. Okay, it is 4:21 in the morning. I'm about to go to bed. I have to get up for work in 6 hours for work. But I wanted to get y'all this out and stuff. I don't look crazy. Don't judge me. Judge your mamas. Okay. But like the video. Okay. Comment in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel. I will see y'all tonight at 9 p.m. I love you all. Be safe. Have a great Monday. And until tonight at 9 o'clock, peace.